show, everyone. As you all know, I like to talk about everybody but me on my show, right through the radio to everybody out there. We're live on Facebook, so I do want to say hi to everybody out there. Like us and follow us. We're going to share the show later on. My first guest is, I've got some newbies with me, so I'm excited about this right now. I have with me Jennifer McCann, and she's the owner of Balanced You Performing and Performance. Welcome to the show. I want you first to tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what your credentials are.
Yeah, no, thank you. I'm so excited to be here, as you can tell by my detailed notes that I came walking in with.
We're never going to get, so just talk to me from your heart.
Yeah. So it's Jennifer McCann, a Balanced You Consulting and Performance. Just want to make sure that that's out there and all good to go. But I am a retired Phoenix police officer. I spent most of my years working Central and South Phoenix. And during that time, I spent my passion using my tuition reimbursement to educate myself in health, sports, and fitness for two reasons. One, I volunteer a lot of time in youth track and field, working in high schools. But I also am really passionate about the fact that I saw several of the amazing folks that I worked with, especially after retirement, towards the end of their PD career, their health declining, wellness declining, and I really am a big proponent of the fact that we put in so much hard work, everyone, teachers, nurses, officers, firefighters, that we really deserve that retirement and we deserve to live our best life in that retirement. So I really found that passion through teaching myself about wellness, nutrition, metabolic disorders, and just kind of going from there so I could share it with folks.
Well, and so thank you. Thank you for your service. But also, more than anything, I want to talk about how, what your background is, because you said something to me before we came on today, is that there's a lot of people out there that have been going through physical therapy for a really, really, really long time, and they don't ever seem to get better, right?
Right.
And you do something different where they do.
Well, that's kind of my goal. So taking what I've done is I'm working with athletes, right? Working with young athletes, older athletes. Myself as an athlete, I'm a competitive runner. I run with USA Track and Field as a Masters representative. I was actually just voted Arizona's Masters Athlete of the Year this year.
That's
I was
awesome. You
super
should see her. Guys, go up online on Facebook and put in Networking Arizona and watch us in here live. You could see what she looks like.
I was super humbled by that, but I live what I practice what I preach. And in my world that I want to share to the other world, because this is applicable to everybody, is that one, our time is valuable. And if we're spending, co-pays, HSAs, years and years and years of going to physical therapy, going to doctors, trying to focus on what might be wrong. So let's just say, for instance, it's a balance issue. I think that was something that we had connected on originally, was someone working with balance issues. Okay, this could be stemmed from so many different things, but she's been working on this issue for 5 years, going to the same doctors. I'm not saying I can fix it, but I'm just saying I've been injured, I've had issues, and my main goal is time is of the essence. How can I get you back out there faster so we can go play with our friends?
Oh, I love that. Now, when you work with people, I wanted to talk about this. You have a shop, okay, and your shop is at Gilbert and Germain, but you're also mobile. Now, how mobile? I think I asked you that too before.
Yeah, no, I'm fairly mobile, and I try to be respectful of folks' budget and time. Obviously I prefer people to come to the shop. It's much easier, it's more controlled. I have a really comfy bed that goes up and down, and big comfy mattress, and I've got all my tools there. So to kind of pack all that stuff up and make it mobile it doesn't have quite the same oomph, but I understand that there's folks with either mobility issues, and they just can't, or they just live so far away. And I know I have services that I can pack up, I can take to them, and we can, arrange some kind of package for them to get the services that they need if they can't make it there.
Now, you can either call or text her. Her phone number is 480-577-5986. And her best way to get in touch with her, she wants you to just go to Instagram, because tell them how it goes to everything that you...
Yeah, my Instagram is really the best, because it's linked up to my link tree, which you can see on the paper up here. That link tree goes to my website, it goes to my booking, it goes to my services. I also maintain some blogs about health and wellness and different vitamins and supplements and things like that.
So you can go to her name is Jennifer, and it's Jennifer, and it's McCann, McCann, and you could go and check her out there as well. Okay, so I want to talk about this. I want you to talk a little bit about what you do when you get there, what it all means that you do when you get and work with somebody, and what that looks like for people, because there's a lot of people, like you said, 5 years of going with somebody to the same doctor and not getting any kind of results, or the results they're looking for, let's put it that way.
Right.
What do you do different?
So what I do differently is I take the training and practice that I obtained. I have a master's in psychology. I also have a G-Cert in positive behavior support. And you're like, what's about positive behavior support? It's applied behavior analysis, folks. So what we do is we actually take apart behaviors and skills to the very smallest task and unit. So say I'm working with someone with mobility issues. I'm not just going to be like, okay, it's a sore ankle. We start working on the ankle, we do some reflexology, we do some mobility work, we do some corrective exercises. But what is the root cause of the actual balance issue? And that's where the mentorship that I've obtained through Wingfoot Wellness and Hormones out in Gilbert, Michelle Resendez is an amazing nurse practitioner out there. She's been mentoring me for years on metabolic, all kinds of health issues. So I also use that experience to let's start investigating. Let's take this problem to the smallest issue that it could possibly be. It could actually be micronutrient issues that are causing some of these mobility issues. Not only having supplements that store in our joints and muscles, but it could be hormonal, over 40, we have some of those issues, hormonal issues. It could be like an array of things that could be going on. So we want to look at we really want to investigate to what's the root causes, and then start from the root cause up. Because just throwing somebody into a weight and corrective exercise program, it may be 10 steps away from where I might start.
So how do you do that? What kind of testing do you do?
Right, so interviewing the person, really kind of getting down to how long has the problem been going on. A lot of times the problem didn't even start with what they even came in with. As I have a conversation with a client, there we do micronutrient testing. We are able to take lab analysis, start looking at that, and then a whole array of functional testing.
So what I want to know too is how now once you do that, do you have supplements and things like that you can recommend to them?
Yes.
How does that work?
Right, I have some generic supplements that I keep on hand that are all custom made from Wingfoot Wellness. They're made in Canada. They're Safe Sport certified for any athletes or anyone that's concerned about that. They're clean products. There's nothing in the product that we don't put in it. But we also, what's even more spectacular, is using lab analysis to custom create supplement programs.
I love that. So, because I know that a lot of people, when you take a supplement and you go, okay, where do I go? You're going to go on Amazon and thing like that. Really not a good idea. Let's talk about that real quickly.
Definitely not a good idea, because you could be taking supplements that, one, you don't even need, two, may not even be absorbing if they're not taken with the correct cofactors, or three, they actually could be causing more damage than good,
Wow.
depending on what your labs say you need.
Well, I would really want to work with somebody like her. It sounds like you've got a lot of experience behind you, but you said you walk the talk. But here's what I love about her the most. She's getting to the root of the problem. That is the first thing that she's going to do with you. Find out, and then work up from there. Not just say, okay, you got an ankle issue and we're just going to move it around and things like that.
Right.
So you can check her out on Instagram at Jennifer, Jenniffer, McCann, McCann, or you can also call or text her at 480-577-5986. We're still live in this room, okay? So, just want to know, am I doing okay with you here?
Yeah, no,
okay.
good.
Because I know I'm not following you exactly.
No, that's fine.
Because
That's
it's
fine.
got a little bit crazy there. But why don't I have that second page either?
I don't know.
Where did it go? Because we had it.
It might be in the back.
Let me see. Well, go ahead and look for it on your end. That's okay.
And then I don't know if you want to talk about my credentials or anything
Let me
like
have
that.
your second page.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. You're not using it anymore.
Yeah, I think I could be good.
Yeah, you're
Be
fine.
good.
You're doing it
I'm
fine.
remembering more than I.
You don't have to. You don't have to. That's why I always tell people, just talk to me from your.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where that went. That's fine. So, the question to ask you now is how, when you work with somebody, you said that you're all about getting it fast. Let's do this done so that we can get out and play, right? Somebody comes into you with an issue like a sciatic nerve and they've had it for
Right.
years. What does that look like to you when you start doing that, and how fast can you get them out?
Right, well, a lot of it obviously depends on how long they've had it. But when I start developing a program, like, look, I'm a runner, I can run up to 60 miles a week. I wanna know what can you do to get me back running as soon as possible? And that may be, do a more alternative type medicine versus like, let's just go in and cut it. Platelet-rich therapy, massage therapy, ultrasound. I'm a huge infrared sauna person. I own one. I love it. It's amazing for healing, inflammation, all of that kind of stuff. So I'm actually looking at like, what would I do to get me back on the streets again? And that would be, it could be supplementation. Like right now I'm dealing with a calf issue, so I've upped specific supplements recommended from my doctor that help with tendon, muscle, and joint repair. That's gonna do me so much better than going to a doctor who's gonna just be like, we probably should have surgery to unlock this nerve. Like, no, let's what else is there?
What
that's gonna
alternatives?
Yeah, what alternatives are there? I can give an example of, I had a Morton's neuroma that I had cryoablation on. So I have resources to, what I can't do, I have resources who people who can get it done.
Okay. So we're gonna talk a little about that,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
Because I think with what I have.
Some things can be fixed through just diet.
Right.
Diet and supplements.
Well, let me go ahead and what I would like to do is kind of focus on what we're talking about here, because I think that's very important to get to. And you've talked about your credentials, right? And is there something out there that you want to get out that I don't know?
I can't think of anything at
No, I
this
think these
time.
are okay. You're okay.
Maybe something like, people can treat themselves, like performance optimization.
So welcome back, everyone. How many people out there can relate to going to, let's say you've had some kind of issue where you end up at PT and you've been there for years and it's still going on. That issue is just not getting fixed. Well, we were talking with Jennifer McCann, and she's the owner of Balanced You Consulting, Performing, and Performance. And we've been talking a little bit about how she can help people, but what she does is she first goes to the root of the problem. At the break, we've been talking a little bit about some of the other things that she talks about. And you talked about, first of all, supplementation, because a lot of people right away either want, well, obviously everybody wants to get better fast. You said you want to get them out to be able to go play, right? And that's the truth. You like to be able to run. So you talked about some of the things like supplementation. You also talked about that you're a big proponent of infrared sauna.
Yes.
So now, do you have all of these for them to go to and work with in
Yes.
your shop?
Yes, I actually have an infrared sauna tent at my shop. And you don't need these big fancy wellness centers, folks. Like, the stuff that I have is EMF free. It's high quality. I not only have the sauna that you can sit in, but I also have the medical grade lamp where we can actually focus it on specific injuries. Let me tell you, my plantar fasciitis has never been more under control since I've started doing infrared sauna, not just the full body, but also the focused.
Infrared sauna is
yeah.
really cool.
Yeah, I mean, we could probably do a whole show just
I would love to do that. I really would.
And performance, just performance wise. But yes, like, huge fan of infrared sauna. I'm a huge fan of like looking at alternatives. Like, what's gonna get me out there faster? Surgery is not. Platelet rich therapy, trigger point injections, ozone injections, things that maybe I can't personally do, but I can augment with my services, with the corrective exercises, with the supplements, with the reflexology, the mobility work. But I have folks who know how to do these things. Like I was just mentioning, I had a Morton's neuroma, very painful. I'm sure people know what that is. Did you know that you can actually get that cryoablation and it's an 8-week downtime versus getting surgery with a 6-month downtime?
Well, you know what else? Whenever you have any type of surgery, usually you should have some kind of physical therapy, right?
Yes, yeah.
I also think that it's important to do it before,
Oh,
not
yeah.
just doing it afterwards.
Oh, yeah. And that's a key point is when you start feeling these things come on, I can get people started and then also refer them out to folks like I know this person's gonna get it done for you and you're gonna be out there doing what you love even faster.
So this is what you said, why me? And you said that. The first of there was a couple of things that you said was, your time is valuable. But now I know what you mean by that.
Mhm.
Everybody's time is valuable. And you are saying, I know that everybody's time is valuable, not just yours, but everybody's. And that you want to make sure that they can get better quicker so that you said, like you said, get out there and be able to do what you want to do.
Right.
And enjoy life.
Right, because, don't just think because it says performance in my name that it's just athletes, or that you may see on my Instagram that I work with a lot of athletes. This is for everybody. We all want performance optimization as we get older. I'm 51 years old. I'm proud to say that. I live and breathe what I practice with folks, and I believe that I am no one special, that what I do can be applicable to everybody to get the most out of their life.
That's exactly what we talked about. When I first saw your information and I called you and I first saw that, I thought, well, I'm not sure if this is right or not, because I focused on the balance and you said absolutely. And a lot of people out there, boy, there's a lot of, let's say, older folks that are falling, right?
Yes.
And you can retrain.
Right.
Correct? I think that's the
Yes.
point.
Yeah,
Go
it's
ahead.
all about that neuromuscular connections that we do, reconnecting that neuromuscular brain muscle movement, and that comes from the skill part. That comes from my behavioral analysis background, where we break things down into very small tasks, just like they do with children with disabilities, autism, and ADHD. I've done over 600 hours of supervised work in that field, also completing case studies with athletes, where we break down just jumping up in the air to the very smallest piece. And that's what I do for my clients. Like, where's the root cause coming from? It may not just be the bad ankle. There may be something else that's going on, and you don't know until they master each step of the skills.
Now, she does have a shop right in Gilbert on Gilbert and Germain. Also, she is mobile, so she can come to you. Her phone number to call or text is 480-577-5986. You could check her out on her Instagram page, which is Jennifer, and it's JENNIFFER, and the last name is McCain, MCCANN. And you're going to see a lot there. But what we're talked about before you even came on this show, I don't know how long ago that was now, was that this is for everyone. There's a lot of people that have issues that are stopping them from being mobile, right? People with balance issues and things like that you can help with. I want to talk also about how maybe a success story that you might have that you might want to get out there.
I've got some great stories where I worked for several years in behavioral nutrition consulting, and that was virtual. And I've had clients who they were unable to, walk a mile, and through monthly meetings and creating meal plans and creating supplementations and creating workout programs for them, even virtual, I've had folks lose, several pounds. I've had folks reverse diabetes. Things like that is just like the simplest form of just getting back some of our mobility and some of our performance. On the athletic side, I've had athletes come in who couldn't even run a 10-minute mile. They didn't know what was wrong with them. We completed micronutrient analysis, got her through a program. She became state champion. I'm not lying. She was state champion this last year. She went from barely being able to run because we were able to get to the root cause. That can be done for anyone, folks. It doesn't have to just be done for the high school athletes.
Or for any athlete. It's really for anyone. Like
Yes.
you said, it's for everyone.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about how are we going to live these last years of our life? What's the quality that we want to live it in? And especially the last few years. And when I talk about time is valuable, and I talk about our insurance money, we don't want to spend time money driving around.
That's what I wanted to
Right.
ask you, because I remember now that was there, is that you said that you don't take insurance, correct?
Right.
So let's talk a little bit about that.
Right, I don't take insurance because they're just not covered, because let's face it, folks, insurance really isn't all that great at covering pre-work or wellness type work. Yeah, so the biggest barrier I get is like, well, my insurance pays for it. Okay, well, your insurance has been paying for this for 5 years, it hasn't fixed it. How much time have you spent driving around? How much time have you spent on traditional medication? How much more time are you going to waste dealing with this? Whereas, yeah, you may it may be a couple $100 for me to write a program and meet with you and get everything done, but my goal is to get it done. I'm not here to waste people's hard-earned money. Let's use that HSA money on labs and supplements and things that are gonna give us energy and, all the good stuff. Why are we wasting our insurance money on something that for the last 5 years hasn't worked?
Well, the other thing that I wanted to say, and I'm pretty sure on this, and we can ask the gentleman that's coming on way later today, is I think that there are some insurance plans now, especially with Medicare, that they are looking at
Yeah.
doing, and they are taking, but the only way you know is by asking, and that's
Right.
another thing, that you don't know what you don't know, and so you never know. It might be, even if it's a little bit, it would be nice.
Right, and there are a lot of the labs can get covered, get reimbursed, a lot of the supplements can get covered
Right.
and reimbursed. So the
Mhm.
really high-end stuff, because I partner with Wingfoot Wellness and Hormones, things can get covered using various forms of insurance payment.
So, when you talk about hormones and things like that, is this, everything that you do sounds like you like to try and not only get to the root of the problem, but do things more kind of a natural way?
Oh yeah, 100%, because honestly, really the natural way that
You said our body is
Yeah.
meant to heal.
yeah, our body is meant to heal. There is ways to do it. There's a lot of homeopathic methods that are researched and work, and I use it myself. And like I said, I run pretty competitively. And if I'm out for more than a couple of weeks, the family knows it.
Let me ask you too, on your supplementation. Are those created, do you have them so that they are for each individual, or is it something? Yeah, let's talk
Right,
about
right.
that.
There are some fairly generic packs that we can get. A lot of times I use our multivitamin just to get people started on something. But the real golden nugget is getting that lab analysis and having your supplementation
That's personalized.
That's personalized to your genetics, to your deficiencies, and to your personal goals.
Well, you know what? Do you want to get out and play? That's what she asked before she even first came down. That was the first thing, is she wants to do this fast so that you can live your life and enjoy your life. And you should. Just like she said, you absolutely should. This is for everyone. It isn't just for athletes. And she said that there's a lot of ways that you can help, because she's going to get to the root of the problem. I love that she has the supplementation. She has the infrared saunas that she works. She has a place right in Gilbert that is at Gilbert and Germain. She also is mobile. You can call her, text her. Her phone number is 480-577-5986. Check her out.